Welcome back to our beginner guide. Enjoy. And for the sake of just putting them in the areas that they need to go. Okay, so we have our log suits. We have our endothermic fire pit, which we need again anyways. We have our extra thermal stone, which you're going to see why here in just a moment. So let's grab our suits. We have 3 of them. That might not be enough, so let's go ahead and grab 4. We did manage to get a few extra logs. Let's gather every extra log that we can, because you're going to want to make all the logs and all the armor that's possible. We have 1 extra pig skin. I'm actually going to suggest that if you can, make yourself a ham bat, but I don't think do you happen to have 2 big meats on you? Either one of you guys? I make myself a ham bat instead. No, you don't have one? Okay, that's fine. All right, so we have these as well too, which got brought over from when we were in the swamp. So that's awesome that we have our tentacle spikes. So you know what? If you can gather a few of these and you can find these, use these over spears any day. But one thing you don't want to do is only use a tentacle spike, because it's not going to last long enough when you're fighting it. Tentacle spikes go down very quickly when attacking. Okay, so on our main hotbar, get all of your log suits intact. Like I said, use all of your logs if you need to. Let's go ahead and make another one of these. I would not suggest, do not use make football helmets with your pig skins if you can help it, but if you have to, you could do that as well too. I usually suggest not doing that, because normally you actually have leftover light for your miner hat, so you can actually fight at dark if things get a little bit dark outside. But that's not the case, because we're going to fight it when the light hits here in just a minute. Okay, so we have our pan flute as a backup. We don't need our rocks. We're going to leave our backpack here. Let's make 1 extra log suit. I know you're looking at me and probably going, wow, dang, this is a lot of resources. This is a lot of stuff that's being used right now. I can't believe you're using all this stuff, but trust me, we're going to need it. Our miner hat is already at 0% anyway. Our friend is currently giving us a bunch of stuff that we need in order for the fight. Let's grab all this food. Oh, I don't know why I ate that right away. I shouldn't have done that, but that's okay. Okay, so we need to pass around the healing as well too. Fish sticks are being made inside of the crock pots. Let's go ahead and grab that. All right. Cherry, do you want to remind us again how to make fish sticks? What's the recipe again for fish sticks real quick? There's our pierogies for healing. Now, when we go over there, 2 fish, a stick, and 2 filler. So if you have your crock pot, you take 1 fish that you just caught, 1 stick, and then 2 berries, and you'll get yourself fish sticks. Here we go. Grab your log suits, everybody. Now, as we go over there and we equip our log suit, of course, what's going to happen? Our backpack's going to fall out of our inventory. Now, let's go. Did we grab the extra thermal stone? No, we didn't. Go over there. Grab your extra thermal stone. Now, if this is taking up too much inventory space, that's perfectly fine. We have our umbrella on us, which is going to keep us out of the heat. And now we go out on our adventure as we begin to try to find the antlion. Generally speaking, you're going to find the antlion in majority of times in the very middle of the oasis, somewhere deep in the middle. It's not going to be at the edge of the oasis or anything like that. So just look to see where you see where like the areas look a little bit lighter than everywhere. That's generally where you're going to find the antlion. Split up and make sure that your friends yell at you when the antlion is found. If you do end up finding it, but it's always best to kind of look in the very middle, because that's generally the spot that you're going to find it. Now, ideally, you would locate when you actually locate the antlion, it would be easier if you had the complete set of the blueprints that we had, so you can make the items that you need. The desert goggles complete item, but unfortunately in this case, that's not what's happening here. So you're seeing the alternate route. If somehow we die, and if somehow for some odd, there's an antlion over here, if somehow we don't make it out, what I'm going to actually do, instead of spending time fishing for the other set of the blueprints, I'm going to spawn in the blueprints instead of fishing continuously for them, because that'll just drag out the season even further. That might be something that we have to do. Okay, here we go. So now, why did we have all this stuff on our hands? Why do we have 2 endothermic fire pits? Sorry, 2 thermal stones. Why do we have our endothermic fire just ready to go? This is exactly why. Here we go. As we sit here, we get our little thermal stones ready to go. We drop off our backpack. We take the things that we need from it. Nothing in here that we need at all. Let's equip our armor. We have extra armor, so that way if one armor dies, the other ones kick in, and our thermal stones are nice and cold. But why do I need that? Well, take your lower thermal stone, whatever one has lower percentage, go up to the antlion, go up to it, give it to the antlion. The antlion will freeze. And here you go. As you begin your attack, the antlion is going to put a wall around you, and as it does, this is where you have to try to avoid all the spike attacks while continuously attacking at the same time. This is exactly why we wanted to have those goggles, so we can continuously walk around. But just like the Deerclops, the antlion does not have much HP, so this is exactly why if your friends are here, you get into a position where you can continuously attack it and take it out very quickly, as long as you continuously attack and have the healing to back it up. We got very unlucky, and the hounds decided to show their faces as soon as this happened, so this might actually end very poorly if we end up burning up and losing all of our resources. So if possible, try to avoid the hounds. And there you go, the antlion is dead so quickly and so fast. And that's exactly why I always suggest just tanking the antlion instead of worrying about those pesky blueprints. I really just wanted to show you them because I felt that there was a better possibility to actually get them early game. But in all honesty, it's very rare that happens. So I really don't even rely on the goggles anymore. I feel like they're too tedious and not worth it in the end. Look at that. That was so quick. So with friends, you can see how fast you can fight it. Solo, I would highly recommend not doing that unless you have a lot of armor and a lot of backup on you. But all in all, I mean, it was a very quick fight. Some might actually say it's even quicker than fighting the Deerclops. What do we get from it? A lazy deserter. What does this do? We'll find out in the future. Grab that. Grab these desert stones because they're the most important things. And you know what? Why not leave a log suit over here? Who cares? We might actually need it in the future anyways. You could leave the trinkets here. Hypothetically, we're probably not going to need those anytime soon. We have lots of trinkets back at the base anyways that we can trade into the Pig King. There we go. Look how fast that was. That was such a great job fighting it with our friends. I accidentally left my backpack back there, so I'm going to go back and get it. I think it was over here somewhere. I can't really find it. I don't know. It's all lost in the... Where did it go? I want to see where my backpack went. Oh, did it burn up? Oh, I think my backpack burned up from when the hound attacked it. I'll just make a new one. Doesn't matter. All right, let's grab all our resources that were left on the ground. So unfortunately, the hound... burned out my backpack and then all the stuff fell out of it. So it was lucky that we actually managed to keep all of our stuff. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make another endothermic fire. Boom, we have a backup one. We have our one thermal stone left over. We have all these weird things, these desert stones, which what do they even do? You know what? Don't worry about it right now. Okay, so another option of what I'm going to show you here, just for the sake of the video, I'm not going to go through the process of fishing continuously in order to find it. I'm going to show you what would have happened if we actually did get the item to actually see. So what you would actually end up with is you would end up fishing in the oasis and getting yourself 2 blueprints. You would get the one for the fashion goggles, and you would also get the one for, let me get back to base just so I can show you real quick. It is a full moon, so we don't have to worry about having any light right now. But once I get back to our little oasis base, there we go. Okay, it's not so windy here now. Okay, so let's go ahead in creative mode real quick, just so I can show you what would have actually happened. So toggle creative mode, everyone begins to yell because they're like, oh my god, the desert goggles. Okay, so we take those, and once we have both of those, you combine them to make the full set, and there you go. You're nice and happy once you have those. So the desert goggles get made by the fashion goggles, which we already created, and 1 extra pigskin, and that's how you make the desert goggles. So all that we really needed was actually the full blueprint for both of those, and we would have had it. Let's go ahead and make it just so you can see what would have happened. Get out of creative mode, walk over here, we equip our goggles, and I'm walking so nice and able to actually go through. So that's actually what would have happened if we managed to get them. So like I said, not ideal. To go through the process of that if we're able to actually just fight it, but you got to see it that route anyways. Now, before we log off, before we pat ourselves on the back for actually completing and killing the antlion, not only do we have the entire summer to ourselves now, But there were other options, and I'm going to show you that in our next video when we go into the caves and we begin to live in the caves and make a little backup base down there. There's a few options why you kind of want to do that, or you could have done that. So if you're watching this and you're like, I'm not fighting that thing, there's no way, I'm already living in the caves. Well, we could at least show you how to live in the caves so you can kind of get yourself prepared for that and know what to expect while down in the caves. If you said to yourself, there's no way I'm living into the caves, I don't want to go down there, and I don't also want to fight the antlion, what are my options? Well, your other options would be the fact that you could also have fed the antlion trinkets. So if you feed the antlion, rocks, if you feed the antlion certain things like rocks and certain trinkets and whatnot, the antlion will become what they call appeased. So for example, you have this little thing right here. If you were to walk up the antlion with the antlion's alive, you could actually feed it to the antlion, and the antlion's appeasement becomes a lot higher. Basically, they become happy. What do? They spit out desert stones. In the future, desert stones, I'll discuss them a little bit further, because desert stones will help you be transported across the world, and you'll be able to do certain things, but we won't talk about that right now. So there are alternate routes. The antlion will not attack you if you remember to appease it, but to be honest with you, as time goes on during summer, it becomes more and more tedious and is very easy to forget. So I highly recommend killing the antlion or living in the caves, but you also reap the losses in the caves if you forget about the antlion above ground. So all in all, if you kill the antlion, you've done everything that you can. Now you're waiting for autumn, but now you can just go through the summer with your feet up and know that you're just on the right track of surviving even further, and don't starve together. So everyone, give yourself a big round of applause as we did an awesome job making it to summertime, killing the antlion. If you're here right now, you are so close. We're so close to living a full year in the world of Don't Starve Together. So a big round of applause if you made it, if you survived, if your friends helped you get here, make sure you thank them. But this is where we're going to end this episode. And in the next episode, we're going to clean up this oasis base. We're going to clean up our base at home, or we're going to go start a little base in the caves. So for those people that are looking to live in the caves temporarily during summer, you can skip to this part in the video and say, hey, look, this is how I do it. But thank you guys so much for watching and enjoying these videos. If you've enjoyed these videos so far, don't forget to leave a like. Make sure that you comment as well too. Follow me on Twitch TV, join my Discord, hang out with us, and play any game. I play lots of Don't Starve Together. I absolutely love this game. It's one of my favorite games. So if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to reach out to me and say, hey, I really like these videos, but I would prefer you to do this instead, or I have a question about this or that, the other thing. I'm always open to listening. So thank you guys so much for being here and watching these awesome tutorials. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.